Is on camera here today, class of 2022 at LaSalle, and Will Ryan, class of 2023. He is doing the stats for us tonight, and you're going to hear from both Will and Ray in between some timeouts and quarters. Rob, great game here tonight. Haverford, they're 1-1 on the year, but don't let that record fool you. A really tough game against one of the best teams in the state of Pennsylvania, a traditional program in Downingtown West. Lost that game 13-7. Showed they can grind it out against one of the best teams in the state. Then in the second game, they took on Lansdale Catholic. One Mr. Joe Judge, an alum there, head coach of the New York Giants. And Lansdale Catholic, they suffered two tough losses that week as Lansdale Catholic went down 34-6. And I think everybody saw what happened last night in Washington.
Yeah, I mean, this Haverford school, you mentioned it, the first game a grinder, able to grind that one out and then turn it around and show that, they have the offense to be able to put up points on the board. And we'll see how it unfolds tonight.
Now we're ready for the national anthem performed by the LaSalle Pep Band. And as usual, the LaSalle Pep Band delivers and gets us ready for kickoff. Rob, we look at the starters now for the Haverford school. It's going to be a platoon at quarterback, not something you see very often, something also you don't see. They share a lot of the same traits. Neither of them great on the run, but both of them can use their legs if necessary. Michael Benacasa, a senior at 6'2", he's going to take the opening snaps. He can sling it. We've seen this Haverford team in years past. Scoring has never been the issue. Michael Galasso, also a senior. They're going to see pretty good time, both of them, and it's going to put this LaSalle secondary to the test.
Yeah, maybe not quite the Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance dynamic at quarterback there for these Haverford forwards, but it'll be a test for the Explorers tonight. We've seen the last time they were on the field together that you and I were in front of a table, calling a game between these two schools. It turned into something of a shootout as well. So this secondary will be tested tonight. So, they need to step up big and be ready for whatever either of these quarterbacks throw their way.
Three running backs we'll see as well. Matthew Brasco, the sophomore, number 21. Mike Dean, a junior at 5'11", 173. And then the big man, a senior, Jamon Silver at 5'9", 229 pounds. It'll be Haverford to receive first. And we are underway after a bit of a bobble. LaSalle squares them up well, and Haverford will start their first offensive drive at the 26. Looking at the starters defensively for LaSalle, Sam Ross, Dan Ford, Kieran Campbell, and Darryl Dengi on the defensive line, with Sean McFadden, Abdul Carter, and Matt Will starting at linebacker. Won't see Chris Thompson. He's injured and won't play. A lot of time coming for Kevin Hawley, number 50, who sees his name tabbed on the opening lineup. Del Jackson, Amir Anderson, and Ryan Moore out there to start. And we are underway, and that one fired through the hands. Incomplete, intended for Matthew Kearney.
Immediately we see Galasso, looking downfield, kind of that quick turn to tight end, and just off the mark, but clear the intentions of this Fords team here tonight. They want to get the ball moving through the air early and often.
Brennan Miller also will not play. He would have been the second safety for LaSalle. Makai Johnson starts in his place. Now a four-receiver set, one tight end on the right end of the line. Now they'll bring Silver into the backfield. This is Galasso taking the opening snaps here, and they have a man open over the top. It's a great throw, but what a breakup in pursuit of Mir Anderson.
Incredible job by Anderson, step for step with his man, and just, you'll see it here. The ball placed perfectly by Galasso. Anderson didn't turn around, but did enough, saw his man going up for the pass and just getting a hand up and knocking it away for the incompletion, bringing up a 3rd and long.
It was the right read by Galasso as well. He did have Amir Anderson beaten by a step, and the safety was nowhere to be found. Again, bringing Silver into the backfield. A little bit of a fake there caused him to commit. Now it's 3rd down and 10. They need the 36 for a 1st down. Galasso has lots of time. He'll flip it up again, and that one's just overthrown. Abdul Carter was in coverage and forced him to put a little bit too much air under that one, Rob.
Yeah, intended for Kearney. Just a nice job, too. Pressure up the middle, getting in the face of Galasso, maybe forcing him to rush that pass a little bit, but just out of the outstretched arms of Kearney for a nice 3-and-out here to start this game for the Explorers.
But if you had any doubt about what this Haverford School team was going to do here tonight, it's going to be pass, pass, pass. They trust their quarterback, and quite frankly, Rob, they were just off from a couple of big plays in the first offensive series. That kick is towards Ryan Moore, who collects it well and is hit at the 43-yard line. That's where LaSalle will start.
It's a nice opportunity. A low line drive kick gave Moore the chance to get a couple yards there on the return, able to start this first Explorers offensive possession on the plus side of the field. But a nice job. The defense stood up strong. They probably knew. I mean, they're watching film all week. They know what this Fords team's going to throw at them. Came out 3 straight passes, held on and able to force that 3-and-out and give the ball right to their offense here.
LaSalle was very successful with extra men on the line of scrimmage, and they start that way again. They have a 6th offensive lineman with 1 running back, that's Stevie Davis, as well as 3 receivers on the far side. They'll pitch it to Davis. Davis cuts through, and a nice start for LaSalle's offense. Give him a gain of 13 out to the 31.
We saw the second half of last week's game, Davis, a focal point of that offense. Obviously, Sam Brown, the featured back, but Sammy doing a nice job finding the hole, taking the pitch from Paterzo and able to squeak up for a nice 12, 13-yard gain there on 1st down.
Rob, they had good blocking at the second level, but there was one guy who had a free shot on Stevie Davis. He made him miss and brought all those other blocks into the equation. Now it's Sam Brown next to Paterzo, the quarterback. And Brown squared up, taken down, loss of a half-yard. Great pursuit there by number 82, David Kearney.
Yeah, just a little look like that read option type look, and Brown taking the inside handoff, and Kearney was there waiting for him and didn't let Brown get anywhere. Brown obviously a slippery back, a seasoned veteran for this Explorers team, and brought down for the loss.
There. 2nd down and 11, and it's a jet sweep for Ryan Moore. Bounces it to the outside and is hit hard on his way out of bounds. Gain of 5 out to the 26.
Yeah, Moore able to pick up a nice block there. Looks like Sam Brown got out in front of him, just able to get enough of his man to give Moore the space to get to the edge and pick up a nice 6 yards there on 2nd down and make this a 3rd and manageable.
And likely, Rob, 4-down territory as well. That's certainly involved in Joe Wade's playbook decision-making here.
Movement before the snap.
They'll back it up to about the initial stick. 4th down, make that 3rd down, and about 10.5 coming up for LaSalle.
Looked like they had the right side of that line, too, a couple tight ends and a wide receiver. I don't know if the Fords had enough coverage, get that snap off clean. They might have had a chance to swing it out there to the right.
We'll see what type of look they give LaSalle on this 3rd, and they get called 11 yards. 10:05 to play, scoreless here in the 1st quarter. And it's Paterzo dropping straight back, fires over the top, just beyond Ryan Moore's outstretched arms.
Right read by Paterzo. Moore on the post up the middle. You'll see him here. He gets open. Just past the secondary, plenty of time for Paterzo. Steps back just out of the reach of his receiver Moore there.
4th down, they'll stay on the field. Keep an eye on Isaiah Boyd. 2 years ago at the Haverford school, he returned a fumble for a touchdown, and he created havoc on that play, sneaking between the gap in between tackle and guard. 4th down and 11 for LaSalle. They need to about the 20. Another shot, and Sam Brown didn't go up for it, so it's going to be a turnover there. It looked like a decent throw, but a turnover, and Haverford does the job.
I think that one ended up, again, the offensive line, commend them for doing a nice job. Nice job as well by E.J. Wentz picking up a block, giving Paterzo time. I think it was a little behind Sam Brown, but again, we saw it last week too. Paterzo thrown into double coverage there. Got maybe a little lucky, that the defenders weren't looking for that ball, but trying to find his man, Sam Brown, down the field. Just unable to come up with it on 4th down.
Another look at Michael Galasso. He's out for his 2nd series. In last week's game against Lansdale Catholic, it was Michael Benacasa that got the first few series. Today they flip it, the senior Galasso. Starting at the shotgun position here. 3 receivers for the Forge, dressed in white. And that's a high snap. And he's able to fall on top of it. Kieran Campbell cleans it up just in case.
Whew.
So, Rob, that's a loss of 26 yards.
That wasn't just a high that was like, looked like he was snapping it to a punter the way that one traveled. I've never seen a high snap travel more than maybe 10 yards. That went 26. That's a big loss. Fortunate to be able to fall on it, too.
2nd down, 35 yards. They need the 41 for a first down.
What do you draw up for this?
Well, they have the firepower to do it. They stay right with the 4 receiver look. And that one thrown into the sidelines there.
Galasso had the time, just fired it over his receiver by a few feet on that one.
The 2nd airmail of the drive. Of different varieties.
See him, it had him open, just missed him. But another big opportunity here. Obviously 3rd and incredibly long for the Explorers defense. Chance to make another big stop and get the ball, set themselves up in excellent field position again.
Single high safety look, 3 receivers. And they bring the blitz. Silver got the carry, getting nowhere. Gain of a half yard. It's 4th down and a mile. LaSalle, for the 2nd consecutive drive, should get some great field position offensively.
Yeah, and just a nice job. 3rd and 35, you're not looking to do much. You're not going to pick that up. So obviously the safe bet is to just a little inside handoff, and the Explorers were there. They knew it was coming. And now, not only, seeing some miscues on this series for the Fort, so we'll see what happens here. Punter's feet on the back of his own end zone. Anything can happen in this situation.
Ryan Moore, his heels, that is at the 39-yard line. They get a good punt off. Moore up there to get it on the line drive. And he's got a lot of blocking on that side of the field. Needs 1 block to get there inside the 5. And LaSalle in business.
That was a nice job by Moore, too. He was looking left at first, but realized his blocking was all set up on the right. Had the time to swing it back that way, and you said it, just 1 block shy of being able to get into that end zone. But, setting yourself up 1st and goal from the 4-yard line, it looks like just inside the 5 for the Explorers. Excellent opportunity to put themselves on the board early.
Dell Jackson, number 29, got that first block, Rob, at about the 33-yard line and sprung Ryan Moore to the outside. Good vision by Moore, no doubt. But Dell Jackson gave him the pathway to get there. And it is Paterzo again. He'll go under center this time, it looks like, as Stevie Davis, the single tailback. They run him off tackle, bounces to the outside, and able to get back to about the original line of scrimmage. Now, nice job by Haverford stringing that one out.
Yeah, Davis, could have lost a couple there. Nice elusiveness on his part, but, able to just get back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe lost the yard there.
And setting the edge defensively was number 12, Gavin Wright. I formation, Sam Brown. Nowhere to go. Haverford 2 consecutive drives here, trying their best to bend but not break. And certainly the special teams put them in a poor spot on this drive.
Yeah, and this is a situation where, LaSalle, you want to score in one of these 3 plays, maybe 4 down territory here. I don't know, maybe nothing, you're looking to get some points on the board. But if they're unable to punch it in, that's a big win for the Fords. And, they're coming out looking, at least defensively, with a little bit more momentum. They're going to feel good coming off the field if they only give up 3.
6:50 and counting here in a scoreless first quarter.
A little confusion, looking like a timeout.
Timeout called by LaSalle. This portion of today's game brought to you by the Jamison Poorhouse, a great place to watch the game, to go with family and friends, enjoy a bite to eat and something to drink. The Wade family, well connected here at LaSalle. They've given a lot to this LaSalle community. They do a great job running the Jamison Poorhouse, and they proudly sponsor Bob Long Sports and LaSalle Athletics. So pay it forward. If you're a LaSalle fan or just a high school football fan in general, you'll like what they're doing over at the Jamison Poorhouse. Family, food, and fun. What's your play call, Rob?
I was thinking I want to see more of that Hogs package we saw from last week, and it looks like they might be coming out with it. Well, no, they got the 2 receivers, but I'm feeling play action here.
And now an audible, and that's going to cost the Explorers.
Illegal
LaSalle's
shift.
clapping on the other side. I think that's going to go against the Explorers there. The only thing that would have happened from an offside perspective would have been contact. And, yeah, LaSalle is confused, but I think you have to call this. No.
Encroachment.
There you go.
Yep.
It's encroachment against the defense. Didn't see the contact, but call made.
So
half the distance to the goal.
All the shifting, likely, you're getting ready there as a defender to move. Any motion, you're going to want to be ready to go, and maybe that was enough to just get some contact before the snap.
3rd down, goal to go from the 2.5-yard line. Clock stopped at 6:46.
Little bootleg.
Read option, Haverford all over it. Isaiah Boyd, number 58, causing trouble again.
Well, it's clear what their goal is on defense. That's to stop number 27 from being able to do anything tonight. And they bottled them up early in that drive and did a nice job in pursuit there. He had 4 hats around Sam Brown and doing a nice job stopping them, forcing the field goal here. A big win, for this Haverford's defense.
Rob, that's a pure RPO there. And so you're actually trying to leave that defensive end unblocked and force him to make a decision.
And
that might have been one that Paterza would have liked to have pulled back. And it is no good off the foot of Santiago Sturla. Haverford with a jolt of momentum on that far sideline.
Absolutely. You get 1st and goal from inside the 5 and able to hold not only the Explorers to no touchdown, but then a missed field goal. That's a big swing in favor of Haverford right now. But that also means a big opportunity for this defense only halfway through this first quarter here. Obviously, they've shown well themselves. A couple miscues, of course, for the Fords last drive, but standing tough. I don't think giving up really any. If anything, they're allowing negative 25 yards of offense right now to this point for Haverford. So defense doing its job so far as well on both sides of the ball.
It's Galasso again. Matthew Brasco in the backfield with him. In motion comes Sam Gerber. Brasco takes the handoff. Nowhere to go. Great job defensively by LaSalle. Daryl Dengue in there on the stop, along with number 87, Tim Fiedler.
That was a nice job. Fiedler able to get in there first from behind, just wrap the legs up, and then Dengue, the nice job to bring that tackle down. And again, another tackle for a loss. I think that's all he had last week, Daryl, was tackles for losses, and continuing that trend into tonight's game.
5:30 and ticking here in the first quarter. It is scoreless. 3rd offensive drive for Haverford, yet to accumulate a 1st down. Faking the give. Over the middle they go, and a nice catch. Abdul Carter makes the play defensively, but James Falk picks up about 5.
First time we get to call number 22's number tonight.
There's a special visitor here tonight, Rob, to see Abdul Carter.
There will be. I'm checking my clock right now. In about 15 minutes, we're expecting his potential future head coach checking into the building, Mr. James Franklin, ahead of the whiteout tomorrow night. But if he was here, now he'd see his star recruits, able to make a nice pursuit tackle there and bring up a 3rd and 5 for Haverford.
I think the idea he's going to see part of the first half up at Governor Mifflin, where the top running back recruit in the country, Nick Singleton, continues to set records across the state of Pennsylvania. 3rd down and 5. Galasso running out of time. Abdul Carter lays the wood, and it's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
It's a nice job by the Explorers defense. You'll see him forcing Galasso out, the design bootleg, but nice coverage, and by the time he spots his man and fires it downfield, it's just out of bounds, unable to complete the pass. So another good stand here for this Explorers defense.
Back deep to receive Ryan Moore. And that one heads out of bounds. Not a very good kick for the 3rd straight possession. LaSalle will start Rob on the plus side of midfield.
Yeah, this one, the ref's still marching off. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 40. So, again, an opportunity, a short field for the Explorers to do something.
This portion of today's game brought to you by Treasure Sign, a wonderful place to get any type of signs you want. Digital signs, hardwood, wood-carved signs. They have a wonderful portfolio on the campus of LaSalle College High School. They've done everything there, and if you've been to campus recently, you know how nice everything looks. Chris and Jim Convey, football alums, do a lot for the school, do a lot for LaSalle football. So go check out what they're doing. If you need a sign, give them a call. A big run up the middle. E.J. Wentz to the 10, to the 5. E.J. Wentz is into the end zone.
I take a drink of coffee, I look up, and we got a score on the board. E.J. Wentz, excellent job by that offensive line, opening up a hole in the middle of that defense for Wentz to run through and just take it to the house. Why wait? Put that score on the board, first play of your 3rd drive of the game.
A couple of close misses, could have beens. E.J. Wentz slams the door on this drive. 1 run, 40-plus yards, and LaSalle in business. Sterla makes no mistake on that one. It's 7-0 Explorers.
Speaking of Wentz's, did you see the news out of the NFL today?
I have not, Rob.
So the NFL is going to do a new in-season Hard Knocks style show, and it's going to feature our buddy Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts.
How about that?
Interesting stuff. So we've seen, obviously, the last few years, preseason, the training camps and all that sort of stuff for Hard Knocks, but now we're going to get an in-season Hard Knocks. Should be interesting, and we get to watch our old pal Carson get featured in that.
This is LaSalle College High School football here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Rob Stott. We got Will Ryan helping us on stats, Ray Gomez on the camera. Appreciate both you guys being here today. And, Rob?
We got some news, Bob.
Let's hear it.
You've hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I was going to make a call out because we were at 998 prior to the game. You're now over that 1,000 subscriber threshold.
That is perfect. I love it. LaSalle trying to get a stop here. They have flushed that one out well, out to the 22-yard line where Haverford will get started. The reason that's important, Rob, is not just our egos, but more importantly, YouTube. If you're less than 1,000 subscribers, you cannot actually go live just with your camera. And we travel far and wide to broadcast LaSalle sports and beyond. And so there are certain situations where the internet just is not complying at any location. Wissahickon High School, of course, never one of those places.
Never an issue.
One of our favorite places to call the game. We appreciate their hospitality. But in the situation where we're taking third-party internet, putting that into our broadcast software, the ability to pick out our phone and use just data rather than relying on internet, that allows us to be better equipped to bring you, the fan, the action. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. on our YouTube channel, Bob Long Sports. A nice run for 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Haverford School. They're dressed in their white uniforms with the white pants and the gold helmets, and LaSalle has a bit of a color rush going tonight here, Rob.
Two-way color rush. This feels like a Thursday night NFL game from a few years ago. You got the two-way color rush going on here.
Speaking of which, we've seen some Thursday high school football games, and I like it.
I don't hate it, which means that I guess that would mean I like it as well.
Transitive property?
Yeah.
He likes it.
That's how that works.
He likes it. There's a give right up the middle, and Darryl Dengue in there for the stop.
Well, the pass, we thought we'd see a lot of pass plays tonight from Haverford, and it's certainly been their emphasis early on, and hasn't worked. So this drive, go to the ground, and it's not working either. Two plays, only picking up 4 yards here so far, and this Explorers defense, give them credit. They are hanging tough. That defensive front able to get penetration into the backfield, disrupt the runs, right at the line of scrimmage, and they're holding their own here through the first, 10 minutes, 11 and a half minutes of this quarter.
Galasso will go empty. Mike Dean, the running back, splits to the outside, and now he'll bring his compatriot into the backfield with him. Galasso has some time, takes off with it, and comes up. I had him about a yard short. Looks like a bit of a generous spot on the tuck and roll there.
I had him down.
And they're moving the
short,
sticks.
Yeah, they are moving them. I guess where you land and slide forward, I don't know what the ref saw on that one, but it's
I don't know.
I think even the in-stadium announcer a little confused by that one. A little questionable. Haverford first down.
I don't
first
know
of the game.
I don't know if you can hear that on our broadcast, but public address announcer Chris Carabello, the height of impartialities. That ball is loose. LaSalle thinks they're on it.
And they are. The near side judge spotted it from the sideline, strikingly throwing his arm towards the Explorers' end zone. Just pops out, and I can't see who falls on it.
I had Carter on it.
Able to come up with it. Down at the bottom of that pile somewhere is number 22. Coming out with that football and giving the Explorers another big stop on defense.
Has Franklin made his way into the building yet?
One would hope, because he would see some again, another week of excellent play from number 22 on the defensive side of the ball here for the Explorers.
Boy, Haverford would have taken the 4th and 1, huh? Now Ryan Moore, the Wildcat, makes one miss and has enough for a first down. Gain of 11 yards.
I think that time the RPO, all eyes for the Fords are on number 27. Get a little distracted and see a hole open up. Ryan Moore takes it, able to avoid a tackle and dive forward for, I guess, another first down.
Well, and again, there's that read, right? David Kearney was that defensive end there, and he read his eyes. Kearney went to Brown, and Moore went up the middle with it. Tough snap, and he's just fortunate to get that ball off. Forget the read. LaSalle fortunate to hold the football.
Yeah, Moore, nice job handling that low snap, able to pick it up off the ground, get it to Wentz, and lucky to only lose 2 or 3 yards there.
53 seconds left in the first quarter. LaSalle leading 7-0 on a 40-yard run from E.J. Wentz. And now LaSalle trying to get figured out here. They'll settle on the I formation. 2nd and 13. Lost the football. And look at Paterzo. Alan Paterzo finds Wentz. Wentz was close to his second of the night.
Unbelievable. That play. I mean, Paterzo's picking a fumbled snap off the ground and somehow able to look up and just spot Wentz out in the flat, get the ball to him, and Wentz just turns it upfield and picks up a first down and setting the Explorers up with a first and 10 from just about the 12-yard line.
Nah, 1st and goal from the 7.
Oh, yep, you're right. Misreading
your
hash marks.
Yes. An all-world play from your senior quarterback, Alan Paterzo.
Could have been a disaster for the Explorers there, but somehow turns it into a 1st and goal situation.
18 seconds remain on the clock. It's stopped for the time being.
Let's see if the Explorers want to get one off here before the end of the quarter.
Yep, clock ticking under 10 seconds left. And another nearly botched step. Sam Brown hit hard at the 6, gain of maybe 1, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. A good one here, Rob, as LaSalle leads 7-0 over the Haverford School. We'll tell you about our friends at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors, Jim and Carrie, Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Guerin Boyle, your trusted realtors in the LaSalle community. Helped my wife and I get our dream home, and couldn't be more thrilled about their professionalism, knowledge, and their ability to get it over the finish line.
And a beautiful home at that, Bob.
Thank you.
Got to spend an evening there with you for your Penn State show the other night.
Yeah, so yeah, it gets the Rob Stott blessing of approval as well. Jim and Carrie are local. They can help you in PA and New Jersey. Check out their information as you see there below. Thank you to them for their sponsorship of Bob Long Sports and LaSalle Athletics. Now let's get our guys up in the booth. Ray Gomez and Will Ryan. Welcome, guys. Thanks for being here. Tell me, what did you guys see in that first quarter?
Well, thank you for having us, Bob. It's a pleasure to be up here. And what we've seen so far is an Explorers offense that isn't going to the normal stars in Sam Brown, Stevie Davis, 2 carries thus far. But it's really been E.J. Wentz with a 40-yard touchdown, a 17-yard reception. And you listened to the interview with Abdul Carter earlier this week, and you heard, so what, what's next? And the Stars aren't playing great, or Stars aren't getting the yards that they usually do. So what, what's next? E.J. Wentz here on the reception for a couple more yards.
Yep, there he goes as we begin the second quarter.
Yeah, very clear. I mean, like we said during the first quarter, they're clear what Haverford's trying to do. They're trying to eliminate number 27 from the game plan, and a late piece of laundry gets thrown onto the field. But clear that Haverford wants a lot of pointing going on as well. Unsportsmanlike on Haverford. But clear that Haverford, they want to take 27 out of the game plan for the Explorers. So what does LaSalle have to do? They got to lean on, some of those lesser-known names, if you will, but guys that are certainly capable of carrying the offensive load, as we've seen here tonight. In Stevie Davis, in E.J. Wentz, in Ryan Moore, what he's been able to do with the ball in his hands as well. So getting everyone involved, and that's what you like to see from the Explorers. They're able to do it tonight, and so far it's been effective.
5 wide here, Rob, on 4th and goal. And look at this play. It's Philly again. Lightning strikes twice. They debuted this play 3 years ago against Haverford.
In this stadium, if I remember correctly. Maybe not, but
Alan Paterzo on the receiving end.
We got another flag down, so hopefully it'll stand. We'll see. I don't know what the call's going to be, but they're already marking the ball back. Beautifully executed, but it's not going to stand. A shame that you dig into the playbook for that. Get a hold probably on the offense. Or, no, it might have been.
That's a hold.
Yep.
And that must have come 5 yards into the backfield because they marked that off 15 yards. So this will be
a
36-yarder. Santiago Sturla. Good snap and hold. That is boomed right down the middle. LaSalle adds 3. They wanted 7. Boy, did it look good on the replay. But the flag brings it back, and it is 10-0 LaSalle.
A little redemption for Santiago as well, missing that missing that field goal early on. Able to boot that one through.
And let's go to Ray Gomez now. Ray, what are you seeing out there, my friend?
Well, I'm seeing some great plays by LaSalle. I'm really liking the offense tonight, I have to say. Defense is playing very strong. I like the way that they're keeping the pressure on the quarterback of Haverford, and I like that they're not letting them pass them. They're making solid tackles. I just see great play all around by the team.
I agree wholeheartedly. Ray Gomez, class of 2022, and Will Ryan from LaSalle, class of 2023, helping us out here tonight. And, Rob, they're seeing a lot of what we're seeing. It's been a wholesome effort from this LaSalle team, and They've left some points on the board, no doubt about it, but the run of play has certainly favored the Explorers. As Sturla booms one deep, this one is returnable from the 3-yard line. And dropped at the 21. Number 1, Derek Knox. Nowhere to go against this LaSalle special teams unit. And for the 4th consecutive drive, Rob, it'll be Haverford starting with not so good field position.
No, and that's really been the name of the story of this game, through the first quarter and 27 seconds here, is that, LaSalle's been able to hang tough on defense and keep this Haverford team pinned back. And, the special teams giving the ball not great punts for Haverford and giving LaSalle the ball in plus field position. And, LaSalle able to put 10 points up. And this track meet hasn't played out necessarily like we thought it would, early on. So we'll see if Haverford can get anything going here on offense.
11 minutes, 33 seconds to play. Just underway here in the second quarter. Great defensive play. Kevin Hawley eventually got the stop, but big-time pressure in the backfield.
Abdul Carter, I think, was in the backfield as that ball was snapped. You'll see him here coming through, forcing the quick cut, a little confusion and just too much traffic in the backfield. And just that play wasn't going anywhere.
Declan Smith, number 59, got into the action in the backfield as well. 2nd down and 10. 10:54 to play here in the first half. And Abdul shows pressure again. Galasso goes down. Daryl Dengue, another sack.
A shared one. It looked like it. I mean, they showed pressure. Dengue and Carter both showing pressure there, and looks like Dengue gets there first. Maybe give him that, solo sack, but pressure all up in the face of this Haverford line by the Explorers defense.
This LaSalle defense has been really good all year long. We saw Haverford put up 34 against Lansdale Catholic, and frankly, Rob, they looked really good doing it, but LaSalle's only given up 2 touchdowns all year long in 3 games. 4 receivers, quads to the outside, and they'll run a little screen. And LaSalle has no problem taking care of that. It's a decent little gain, but LaSalle played safe, and they'll force another punt. 9:43 and ticking. And, Rob, probably a great time to ask,
where you at? Our favorite little, I don't know if you want to call it a trivia game, but our fun little.
I wouldn't call it little anything.
No, it's
got legs.
Big time. It's big time.
Why don't you tell them what it is?
Tweet at us, comment on our YouTube stream. Let us know where you are watching this game from, and maybe if you're so lucky and we just happen to see it at the right time, we will give you that shout out on air. Where you at? At Bob Long Sports on Twitter and on the YouTube stream. You could just drop a comment underneath.
I'll tell you where LaSalle is going to start their drive at. They're going to start their drive at their own 46-yard line with 9:06 to play.
The worst starting field position of the night for the Explorers.
Yep, that's right. Will Ryan is saying first time on the other side of midfield.
That's got to be a pleasing night for Coach Wade when, starting at your own 46, over a quarter into the game, and this is the worst starting field position for you in your offense.
Sam Brown hits the hole and keeps churning the legs forward, a gain of 5. Didn't look like much when he got the ball, but a really, really nice job by that senior tailback.
And that's the leg power, the lower body strength of Sam Brown, able to just drive that pile forward. The Rutgers commit, he hasn't had much going on tonight. A lot of left and right, first time being able to get the ball right up the middle and just pushing it forward and driving that pile.
2nd down and 5, 8:33 and ticking. This time they'll throw the screen. Nice catch and a move. That'll be a first down and more. Number 16, Ryan Sorge, a guy they've been looking forward to getting more out of this year. They have high hopes for him and a big-time move.
Sorge breaking some ankles here, just putting his defender on skates and making a quick little shimmy and taking the ball upfield, picking up a nice big first down for the Explorers.
And a really nice start here from Alan Paterzo. Again, took a couple of shots deep on that first drive, but had a lot of help from the rushing game that time. A real solid read. Looked like he had the option to hand the ball off to the running back. Decided to get it to his playmaker in space. Sam Brown bounces to the outside. Says, "Get off me." Twice.
That's a grown man's run from Sam Brown. Finally, just taking that ball, a little power running game, and bounces it to the outside, but sees some room and uses that stiff arm not once but twice. Able to pick up a strong 9 yards there for setting up short 2nd and 1 here for the Explorers.
And you know what? It is a little bit of a difference. I know he got to the boundary there, but he started downhill, Rob, and he's starting downhill with aggression and intent.
Definitely clear that that's the way he likes to run the ball, is right down your throat.
Sam Brown on the carry here. He started off the game. He was at -11 rushing yards. All of a sudden, he might take this baby to the house. As he cuts back, the score, touchdown, Sam Brown.
How about that? Get my man Will Ryan on the mic. Sam Brown's going for touchdowns.
What I was just saying was how he was getting those yards back running downhill. 13 yards on the drive before that. Long touchdown from the Haverford 34, so the 34-yard carry there from Sam Brown. That was huge.
Impressive run by the senior back. Had to be a feel-good drive for him. Like you said, not much going for him early on in this game, but got it all back and then some on that drive.
Santiago Sturla puts it through, and it's 17-0 LaSalle. This is the best game, I'd say, Rob, that LaSalle's played thus far. It's only been about a quarter and a half, but really solid, both sides of the football.
Yep, a complete game. Really, you could say all 3 phases. You had the just everything clicking for the Explorers tonight. Defense, we've seen it all year long, them looking strong. Only giving up, 15 points on the season through 3 games. They pitched a shutout early on, keeping that shutout streak alive. At least one every year.
That's right.
And for tonight, pitching, knock on wood. What do we got? A plastic table here that we're talking. I'll find some wood somewhere. We'll knock on it. But pitching a shutout tonight, 17-0 here through, quarter and a few minutes here.
Interested to see, though, Haverford, they may have some answers here. This is an explosive, high-powered offense. They haven't had it thus far here tonight. LaSalle's put a lot of pressure on them.
And we're still waiting to see, Benincasa step onto the field. Haven't seen him yet tonight.
Good stop there by the LaSalle Explorers. Number 25, James Dolan. .7:20 to play, second quarter. Bob Long, Rob Stott, Will Ryan, and Ray Gomez, your broadcast team here tonight.
Haverford sticking with Galasso for this drive. Tried to establish the run their last time out. See what they try to do here, start an empty set.
LaSalle brings the pressure, and he throws it to where the linebacker vacated. Big hit, though. Number 36 for LaSalle, Carson Wakefield.
Just a nice job there, recognizing where the quarterback was looking, not letting his man get that yak. Yards after catch.
Thank you.
Stopping him right. right in his right where he caught the ball.
Appreciate you clarifying that, Rob.
Yep.
6:46 and ticking here in the first half. And a nice stop, pinching from the outside, number 6, Sean McFadden, the outside linebacker. And I love Sean McFadden's game.
Kid plays with a lot of energy and aggression, and just you see him there, get around the corner, realize that it's a handoff, and able to just stop on a dime, dive at the running back's feet, and stop him for a limited gain.
And they sneak it right up the middle. There was nobody on the football, Rob. Well recognized by the Haverford School. And don't dismiss how big of a first down conversion that was.
Well, a little questionable the last first down they got, but that one there was no doubt about. Sneaking the ball right up the middle and picking up their second, I believe, just their second first down of the game. But you mentioned it, a big one for them. They got to do something to get a little confidence for their offense.
First down and 10 for the Fords. Dressed in white with the gold helmets, LaSalle in the navy blue. You're watching LaSalle College High School football here on Bob Long Sports.
A little shinier gold. It's almost like it's polished.
Trouble there as Matt Wells was unblocked.
Speaking of polished, oh my goodness, Matt Wells coming off the corner, polishing the quarterback, just taking him down. What a sack. Unblocked, essentially, blindside hit. That must not have felt too good for Galasso.
A shout out to one of our favorite LaSalle Explorers in history. I know you coached him. Ryan Wills preparing for the whiteout tomorrow, Penn State against Auburn, seeing his little brother make good on that unblocked blitz from the blind side.
See if we can lean on Ryan to get little Wills back into the wrestling room.
So Haverford's now had 2 first downs today, one of which was a fumble on their first down play, and the other one a sack for -6 yards. Not real efficient on Haverford's part on the first downs.
That's true, and now it's going to be third down and long, Will, as he throws it away. Third down and about 16 coming up. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to play here in the half.
I'm going to have to ask you to go back and look through your stats because I can't think of a completed pass tonight. We expect maybe one, a short one.
How about, the one that got the first down? Yeah.
But, we were expecting the Explorers, I'm sure, looking at film of Haverford, expecting to see, a lot of passes, be tested, their corners tested, and, other than at least one completed pass, they've done a good job defending this Ford's offense.
Student section as loud as they've been all night. Third down and long. They'll throw the screen. It's deflected. Ooh. Nearly intercepted, but LaSalle will get off the field. And
Kieran Campbell coming off the edge, recognizing the pass, was coming, able to get his hands up, deflect it, put that ball in a precarious position as it just kind of bobbled through the air but falls harmlessly, bringing up another fourth down. And another opportunity for Ryan Moore to do something with a return.
This one a high punt. Angled out of bounds. It might even be on the plus side of the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
4:35 to go. You'll like this one, Rob. Justin Machida, LaSalle legend of his own, checking in. Watching from State College with the man himself, Ryan Wills. He's excited for the whiteout. Well, Ryan, we're excited as well. We're making an early trek, my wife and I. 8 o'clock in the morning. I know it could be 5 o'clock in the morning. We're going to miss game day, but we are making the trek up to the whiteout. WH row 4, my man. Check us out. We'll be on the road sideline about 4 rows up. Can't wait.
Should be fun.
Fortunate to get those tickets, by the way.
That's got to be a hard get. I imagine the hardest get of the year.
I got a good buddy who, he's a great buddy. Ryan Moore. He's got a first down and a lot more. Give him 14 yards and a first down.
You talk about good vision, bouncing all over the place, Ryan Moore. There you see slipping one would-be tackler. I made the right read, pulling the ball on that RPO and tucking it for himself, but just excellent vision to cut it from one side of the field back to the other, pick up a first down.
Now they go pistol look again with Sam Brown as the tailback. And Brown shuffles forward for a gain of 3. Kay Wade checking in from Harrisburg. Says, let's go number 4. That's Colin Wade. Eileen Vince watching from Harleysville, Pennsylvania. Proudly watching Alan Paterzo and Kevin Hawley. Both of them, Rob, having great evenings thus far. 3:35 and taking it's an I formation, and it's Stevie Davis on the fullback give. He just jukes you out of the phone booth sometimes. My goodness.
And just seeing Stevie Davis, line up at the fullback position. I mean, you think of some of the fullbacks back when the fullback position, meant something in the NFL, and what the body type of a traditional fullback was. It wasn't Stevie Davis, that's for sure, but able to sneak him behind that offensive line and give him the space enough space. He's got the vision to find the hole. Just pick up a couple yards.
Now E.J. Wentz, the more traditional fullback, and a touchdown run for him. This time lays a great block for Sam Brown. E.J. Wentz sent that one up on the edge, and Sam Brown takes advantage.
Just a nice job by number 23, Mr. Wentz, picking up that block. You'll see it here coming off the snap, recognizing outside linebacker, putting a hat on a hat, giving Brown enough space to get outside and pick up another first down for the Explorers.
2:36, so LaSalle's offense in no particular hurry here. Trying to wind this thing down. They do get the ball to start the second half as well, Rob, and this could start to put this one to bed. Paterzo, tough throw across his body, and it's brought down. Touchdown LaSalle. Noel Henry on the reception.
Unbelievable. That looked like it could have been trouble for Paterzo early on, but Sam Brown picking up a block, and Paterzo, with pressure in his face, able to get that ball up. And an unbelievable catch by Noel Henry in the back of the end zone.
That's just Noel Henry's 5th catch on the year, but it is his 2nd touchdown catch in his career. He had one against St. Joe's Prep last year.
This is a guy, both him and Ryan Sorge, getting them involved early on, is big for the Explorers. This is their best offensive output of the year. And to have those two guys be part of the mix, it's going to help them down the road. Let's get my guy Ray Gomez in there. Ray, what'd you see from that drive offensively from the Explorers?
I saw some great reads, especially by Speedy. I like the way that he runs. I think he's a great complement to Sam Brown's power and combo with speed, and I loved that catch. What an amazing catch. Great job getting his body into the air and bringing that ball in.
Awesome to have Ray and Will checking in with a student perspective. They're going to be helping us out this year, and they have been awesome assets for us and awesome help. We're excited to have them here, Rob.
Shout out to Marianne McPaul checking in from Abington, Pennsylvania. Watching for Ryan, class of 22, and Aiden, class of 23.
And our buddy Phil Goodwin checking in.
What's up, Phil?
Phil and Chris Goodwin checking in from North Wales. And they say, great catch. And I'll tell you what, you're not lying, Phil. That was impressive. And Paterzo put it exactly where it needed to be.
Oh.
Derek Knox, that was going to be an illegal procedure penalty.
Should have let that ball go.
And Rob would have been the best starting field position of the night had he let it go out of bounds.
Instead, he fields it, and they're starting with, I think, what's going to be their worst field position right about the
6-yard line, yes. And now all of a sudden, with 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go, LaSalle has every option, if they get a stop or two here, to clock it and use your timeouts to get the ball back once more.
2 remaining, if I remember. They used one early, a little confusion on offense, but plenty of time if they want to do something with this, if they can make a stop.
How about Shayana Anderson checking in from Fredericksburg, Virginia? Let's go, Amir. Amir's had a great year at the cornerback position for LaSalle. And a flag comes in late. Waiting for the call. It's after the play, unsportsmanlike against the Haverford school, so it will be second down. Half the distance to the goal will back them up about 3 to 4 yards. Chris Sims checks in on his Haverford forwards from Bucknell University. Chris, and to the rest of the Haverford community, thank you for being with us. Welcome, and hope you guys are enjoying the telecast.
Whistles flying all over the place.
And a timeout is called. 2:01 to play, Rob.
Hey, Jalen DeVos checking in. Didn't tell us from where, but just saying, let's go, boys. What's up, Jalen?
That's right. .201 to play here, and this portion of today's game brought to you by E&M Insurance in North Wales, a great spot for property and casualty insurance, whether for personal or commercial. Chris Marr, former Alumni Association president, will take care of you. We talked about last week how good everything went for homecoming. Well, he was a big part of that, and as well as that was run, as well as he runs his business. Check him out, eandminsurance.com, or check them out on Facebook. And a decent run there by Jamin Silver, but we appreciate Chris and the partnership of E&M Insurance. Timeout called. Also, Dolly Bands is coming at you, Rob. She said Bob, but she meant Rob. When you said same stadium, I stayed quiet. Dolly did not. She said it was at Springfield.
I know.
I thought you were going to get away with it, but
no. I saw you give me the look too. I knew I was wrong as I was saying it, but we got some smart viewers. That was a homecoming game, if I remember right, that they pulled out the Philly, because that would make sense. Springfield traditionally,
yep.
The last few years has been the homecoming stadium for these Explorers.
She also gave us a shout-out. She says we should be on national TV, Rob.
We are. Well, actually, Bob, we're on international TV because we're on YouTube. So you can watch us from anywhere globally. We don't need no stinking broadcast contracts.
That's right. .152 to play. And it's third down and about 5. LaSalle, if they can get a stop, they can get the ball back with plenty of time. They take a shot, and nobody there. Good pressure that time by LaSalle's number 21, Makai Johnson. Certainly forced that ball to be released a lot more quickly than Galasso wanted to. And he took a big hit as a result.
He did. Saw the pressure in his face. Just unable to complete the pass downfield.
Yeah, that one was high and wide there. Never a chance as it was thrown out of bounds.
Got at least one Fords fan asking for Benny Casa to come in. Thought we'd be seeing, the dual quarterback action tonight out of the Fords, but it's been
a line drive kick, and Moore will have a chance to return. A lot of room up the middle. Ooh. Broke one tackle. Make it two. Make it three. Ryan Moore needs one. Got one. Touchdown, LaSalle.
Wow, Ryan Moore. What an unbelievable return. You see him shedding tackler after tackler. I mean, he had guys draped all over him for a good half of that run. Able to bounce it outside, just find the light in front of him, and put 6 more on the board for the Explorers. Thought, we'd get one more offensive drive here before the end of the half. Instead, we get a Ryan Moore punt return.
30-0. And
that's the second good punt return we've seen out of him. He came just shy, of punching one in. Stopped at the 5, that second punt of the game. But this time, no one was stopping him.
This play was whistled dead. It's a false start. They'll back up Sterla 5 yards. This LaSalle team 3-0. They had 3 monster games to start the year. Bishop McDevitt, a traditional power, and the number 2 rated team in 4A coming into that game. Malvern Prep, a really good Interact team. They scooted away with a 10-7 victory at the Shore. That one finds its way through the uprights, and it's 31-0. And then probably the toughest test of them all, Rob, a 13-8 win against Imhotep.
Yeah, 2 top 3 schools in the state. Obviously, got Imhotep, 5A team, LaSalle 6A, so, postseason they wouldn't be seeing each other, but certainly the toughest test for the Explorers. Knew it was going to be low scoring. Certainly was, and Explorers doing just enough there to get the win on homecoming. Had a great crowd out at that game. And just carrying that momentum. A big win last week into, tonight, putting Plenty of points on the board. One score away from a running clock situation, if I am correct. 35
Would have to
nothing,
be a touchdown, but yes.
38-0.
35-0. I'm just saying
Yep.
a field goal would only put you at 34.
Yep.
Coach Hoggs checking in from Meadville. And Rob Corcoran says, let's go, boys, from Lansdale, PA. He says, have a blast at the Whiteout.
And Tierney Kell.
I'll say that Penn State defensive line and Sean Clifford at quarterback directly related to what type of time I have at the Whiteout tomorrow. Let's see what those guys can bring. And this one he'll bring wide. And they gave up the edge. He has some room just in time for Abdul Carter.
Saw that one coming from about 15 yards away. Carter was full speed. You'll see him come into your screen here and just lay the hit.
He even created some frequency in our microphones up here.
He did.
Wow.
I feel it reverberating. I can feel that one up here. Nice job by Carter. Mr. Franklin should be here about now, I imagine.
And that's twice now. Abdul Carter on the near side, outside the numbers, has laid a huge hit. One, Galasso rolled out, got the ball away, and then Carter came in and just laid a huge hit. And then there again, big hit. Carter coming up big.
It's first down and 10. This is Jamon Silver up the middle. 1:14 to go. Gain of 3.
Sorry, Bob. Finish a thought from where he at. We had Tierney Kell checking in from Bluebell. And Carly Wade. Shout out to her, not only her brother, but her dad, too.
I'd say he's calling a decent game.
Sure is.
46 seconds and ticking here. LaSalle has been dominant in all phases. 31-0 over the Haverford school. Gain of 1, and that might be the last play as you put 40 on the clock. And we tick under 26.
They have to snap one. Do they give him 40 or is it 25 seconds?
40.
40?
25 if they stop the clock.
They do not have to, wouldn't have to snap here, and it looks like we are just going to, a lot less confusion than last week, I'll tell you that much, about whether or not we're making it to halftime. It sounds like we are at halftime, Bob, in 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bingo. And this portion of today's game brought to you by the Binsfeld team at Cross Country Mortgage. Keith Binsfeld, a LaSalle graduate, can help you get the financing you need, whether it's refinancing your house in today's low interest rate environment or getting you that pre-approval letter so that you can go out and wave that in front of any realtor and go see your favorite house. There's not a lot of demand out there, right? Or there's so much demand and not a lot of supply. And so Keith can give you the armor you need to get through a very difficult housing process. He can get you a great rate, and you know he's going to give you the best service. He's a LaSalle guy through and through. We're proud to have him as a sponsor here, and he's proud to be working with us. That's Keith Binsfeld, the Binsfeld team at Cross Country Mortgage. All right, let's get these guys on one more time, Rob. I'm going to give them your mic there. And Ray Gomez, as well as Will Ryan here. Guys, what did you see from that first half?
Well, for a team that scored 13 points in the entire game last week, putting up 31 in the first half is a really good feeling, I'm sure.
Well, we're actually going to re-yank that one. Ray, what do you got for us, buddy?
All I have to say is I'm very proud of our team and what our offense has looked like. I think at the beginning of the season it was very slow. It was a tough beginning of the season with all those hard matches we had, and this game really shows the skills of our offense, and I think that they have performed very well, and I'm very happy to see them do this well. And our defense, Abdul Carter, just what a hit to end the half. It was, you can clearly see that he is a Penn State commit. He's that D1 player. You could see in the way he plays. And then you also have to look at Speedy Davis. What a great half, along with Wentz. Wentz playing very well. And Ryan Moore, what a great return. What two great returns for that first half.
Yeah, when you think about a guy who does it all, is there anyone better at doing it all than Ryan Moore? You think of him as a safety, punt returner, wildcat quarterback. He'll take it on jet sweeps, and then he's a great wide receiver as well. It's just almost unbelievable, all the different positions that Ryan Moore can go out there and play.
Yeah, it is. I want to say Taysom Hill right there. I see just everything but throwing. I mean, that wildcat or that option run is amazing. And as you can see right now, there's James Franklin, the Penn State head coach, on the field, which is an awesome sight to see, especially me being a Penn State fan. Huge fan. Awesome to see him. If I could now, I would run down there and take a picture, to say the least. But that is very awesome.
Well, I think he has a pretty big game of his own tomorrow, taking on the Auburn Tigers, the War Eagle. Yeah. It should be an incredible game, incredible atmosphere. The whiteout up at Penn State, truly one of the best environments in all of college football.
Oh, definitely. Who you got for that game? Who you thinking, Auburn or Penn State tomorrow?
Well, as much as I like Bo Nix, and he's a good quarterback, he's been I guess now there for 3 years because he started as a true freshman. That atmosphere at Penn State, the whiteout, it's hard to play against. You remember a couple years ago when the timeout or the delay of game actually on the first play of the game. That's what that crowd brings. The home field advantage. It's no more present. It's not present anywhere more than at Penn State. So you got to think. I got Penn State.
Oh, that is a great summary. I mean, whiteouts are insane. I know some of my family members are going to be there. It's going to be a great game. I don't know how to feel. Penn State defense was looking very nice. I thought the run game was looking good. But I still have questions about their quarterback, Sean Clifford. I'm still, especially from last season, I'm still shaky with him, and I want to see him perform against a higher division, a harder team. I feel like throughout his career he has struggled in the bigger games, and we just can't have that happen if they want to be a top 10 team this year.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I mean,
let's head on down and tell James Franklin that, huh? Hey, you know what? I do agree with you. He needs to be really, really good in order to win this game tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. There's James Franklin right there, head coach of Penn State Nittany Lions. I'm excited for the game, and guys, I'm with you. I'm with you on all fronts. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. You are watching LaSalle College High School football, and it is live here on Bob Long Sports. Special shout-out to our guys Ray Gomez and Will Ryan, bringing the noise here at halftime, helping us out with stats. That's Will. And camera, that's Ray. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best. I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff.
I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well.
No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do.
What allows us to keep winning is just our really strong sense of tradition and pride. We know that 30 years before us they won the PCL, so we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best to succeed like the guys before us did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankford Avenue.
Generation after generation, our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankford Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff.
I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well.
No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do.
What allows us to keep winning is just our really strong sense of tradition and pride. We know that 30 years before us they won the PCL, so we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best to succeed like the guys before us did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
Oh, we're on the air, my friend, so it looks great. Bob Long, Rob Stott here, and Ray Gomez running the controls with us on the camera. Rob, as good a first half as you could possibly expect for LaSalle.
Unbelievable first half. Let's start on the defensive side of the ball. Appreciate the stats coming at us. We got 28 yards of offense total for Haverford. Obviously, a lot of that, that low number due to the fact there was a 25-yard loss on the play, the snap over the head early in the first quarter, but just an unbelievable job from this defense, really stepping up to the plate. We thought this had the potential to be a shootout. We saw what Haverford did last week against Lansdale Catholic. Knew they were going to come out, try to air the ball. Ryan Galasso, I think Michael Galasso, sorry, 3 for 11 Really this defense has done a number, to stop the pass game for Haverford. And, the offense, we could talk about it. You want to start that conversation?
I want to first start talking about how good a broadcast this is.
I know we got stats.
You're getting fed stuff live on air.
I like it.
No, listen, LaSalle's offense was great. In fact, they left some points on the board, scoreless in their first 2 drives. And this is a team that, listen, we talked a little bit about it at halftime. They're ranked, depending upon who you ask, 1 or 2 in the area. Joe Santaliquido put them at number 1. We'll take you to the field now as we continue the conversation here. But, Santaliquido had them at number 1. And that's a nice, certainly a nice thing there. But it's St. Joe's Prep's world unless somebody takes them down. This is a performance that could put LaSalle in a position confidence-wise to go into that game. Here's Stevie Davis, hit at the 25 and nestles up to the 30. So, again, Joe does a great job doing what he's doing, and from what he's seen, and he's seen a lot of LaSalle, he has them ranked number 1. I just think that needs to be settled at Franklin Field and no sooner on October the 2nd.
Absolutely. And the cool thing about this offense tonight is, we touched on it a little bit in the first half, but you're seeing the production from a lot of guys who aren't named Sam Brown. So it's been Stevie Davis, it's been E.J. Wentz, it's been Ryan Moore. It's, not a lot of yards maybe necessarily, but that's because LaSalle's starting most of the time, on the plus side of the field.
Sam Brown makes 1 cut, but a nice job by Isaiah Boyd, who's really been the one guy in this 3-4 look for Haverford that's had any success getting into the backfield.
Yeah, and LaSalle, making their intentions known, wanting to get the ball more into Brown's hands as we start this second half. Up the middle, we saw him be more successful during that second quarter, driving the ball down the middle. But nice job by Haverford getting the stop.
Sam Brown cuts inside. And, boy, he's going to go the long way around looking for a block, and Paterzo got just enough to get him out near the line to gain about a yard short. Gave him a gain of 12 after the loss on the prior play.
Sam Brown running about 60 yards to pick up about 5 there. But nice vision. He had blocking set up, but it, just collapsed in front of him and able to swing it back all the way to the other side of the field to turn, what could have been a 3rd and long into a 3rd and 1.
And it's a fullback give, met at the line, nestles forward for 1, maybe 2. He's got it by a half yard.
Nice job by the offensive line, digging in, pushing back, getting E.J. Wentz enough room to pick up that first down and a yard more. Keep the offense rolling.
10:54 and ticking here in the third quarter. LaSalle 31, Haverford 0. It has been all Explorers this evening. Ryan Moore in the Wildcat, Alan Paterzo, the traditional quarterback split out wide. And Ryan Moore cuts up the middle, and you could see there almost, overtly so, kind of reading the eyes of that defensive end, holding,
Absolutely.
and pulling at the last second there.
Yeah, the absolute last second, because he had defenders all around him. Couldn't see, with that angle what was in front of Brown, but maybe could have gotten a little more. But, I like to see that confidence in Moore that he wants to hold on to the ball and try to pick up those yards himself.
It is tough, though, there. They were coming from the near hash, and they were running the sweep to the near hash. So Brown, yeah, sure, he could have beaten somebody to the edge, but he didn't have a ton of room to do so.
And that time able to find a hole up the middle. Nice job in between that center and guard.
And now LaSalle a bit more methodical offensively. 3 yards, a cloud of dust. Converted on 3rd and short the last series. Now they have 3rd and short here. Need the 49 on the other side of the field for the first. And Brown cuts to the outside. Will get a lot more than those 2 yards. Runs over a defender. He's still going inside the 25 to about the 23. That's a gain of 28.
Unbelievable run by Brown. Saw it bottled up in front of him at the line of scrimmage, just taking it to his right, bouncing it to the outside. And our apologies, who is that, number 6, Will Costin for Haverford, just getting run over by Sam Brown. Stepped on and over it, and Brown just doing a nice job to pick up a nice chunk play there for the Explorers.
8:55 and ticking here in the third. Sam Brown now split out wide. 2 safeties for the Haverford school. E.J. Wentz churns the legs forward. Gain of 3.
One of these times on that RPO, and I mean, you know, Paterzo's been handing it off. I'd like to see him, you know, I think anytime they run it with him, you know, Haverford kind of understands that he's going to hand it off, so they're committed to stopping the running back in that position. I think the opportunity is going to exist for him one of these times to tuck it and get a big gain out of it for the Explorers.
E.J. Wentz gets the carry again through the tackles, a yard short of a first down.
Just hard running all night by these running backs. I mean, picking up some tough yards, squeezing in between tackles, but again, that's a credit to the offensive line creating the holes. Just doing a nice job. You said it, you know, during the coming back from the half, just all phases of the game, this Explorers team has looked tough tonight. They've looked like a top-ranked team.
Third down, 2 yards to go. Sam Brown, the deep back, and keep an eye on Stevie Davis in the fullback role. Scoots forward, he's not going to get there that time. Maybe got back to the line, 4th and 2. And in comes another lineman.
Going for that Hogs package. Explorers not settling here. First drive of this second half. Clock's rolling.
7:18. They haven't given the ball back yet, Rob. So, yes, this will be a 5+ minute drive before it's all said and done. One receiver out wide. That's Ryan Moore. They press coverage on him, but instead it'll be Sam Brown who has the first down with ease. He needed 2, got 5. It'll be 1st and goal from the 10. And Rob, one more time for our favorite game.
Where are you at? Got a lot of check-ins all throughout the region.
And beyond.
And beyond during the first half, so let us know. Where are you watching this game from? Tweet at us, at Bob Long Sports. Comment if you're watching on the YouTube stream. Comment underneath. Let us know where you at.
And if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, please do so.
Join over 1,000 followers.
Sam Brown runs through one defender and gets 6, maybe 7. They're going to spot him at the 3.
Another strong run by Sam Brown. To the outside, able to cut back, just pick up a nice 6 yards.
2nd down and goal. Ball spotted at the 3.5. 6 minutes and ticking here in the third. It's been a 6-minute drive. Sam Brown, and he slipped a little bit there. He was met by 3 forwards in the backfield, a loss of 2.
That Hogs package, we saw a lot of success out of that last week against Emotep. Explorers trying it here. The forwards have done a better job of defending that. I mean, you know, ball likely getting into the hands of Sam Brown in that situation. And they've just bottled him up once they've gotten down inside the 10, the goal-to-go situations. Just doing a nice job of containing him and not letting him get into the end zone tonight.
3rd down and goal. Ryan Moore, the single wide out. Sam Brown looking for the pylon, runs through a defender, but that defender did just enough. It'll be 4th and goal from the 1. He'll be taking his licks, but they'll be patting his back in film session this week.
Watch
what
this
a play.
collision. Just unbelievable. Brown coming in hard.
And that was costing again, Rob.
Yep.
This time, I don't know if he got the winning end of it, but he certainly kept Sam Brown out of the end zone. Tip of the cap that time.
Yeah, it's nothing else you can do there. Just, you kept your man out, took your hit. You'll be feeling it tomorrow, that's for sure.
You kept 6'3", 205 out. Not that time, though. Sam Brown dives to the end zone. Touchdown, LaSalle, and it's his 2nd of the night.
Finally finding that pay dirt is Brown. Again, that Hogs package. Seeing the hole, following his man E.J. Wentz. Just diving into the end zone, getting 6 more on the board for the Explorers. And we'll see the kick, and then we'll see the running clock.
And that one is no good. It'll be 37-0. And this portion of today's game brought to you by Station Tap House, also owned by the Wade family, and it's right at the old train station. I shouldn't even say old, the current Doylestown SEPTA train station. It's a great place whether you want to watch the game. Great place for parties as well. If you have a corporate outing or something you want to do with friends and family, got a great back room there. TVs plastered all along the front wall. It's a great place to go. Doylestown's such a great little town as well. It really is the prime jewel of what's going on in downtown Doylestown. So give them a visit. Tell them that Bob Long Sports sent you, and we appreciate their partnership. Will Ryan, what do you have for us, buddy?
Look, it's safe to say that Coach Wade came out of halftime with a clear plan, and it was give Sam Brown the ball. 9 touches on that last possession.
And, Will, a 7+ minute drive as well. 4 minutes and 56 seconds left in the third quarter. That is a way to salt away a game where you've already done a ton of good offensive work. And now, guys, I think you'll see some second stringers both on offense and defense as they prepare for what's going to be one heck of a game next Saturday afternoon in Baltimore, Maryland, taking on McDonough. McDonough is a school they played several years ago. 2017 they played them when a young P.J. Mustafer was playing for McDonough. Now an all conference guy up at Penn State. 3-technique defensive tackle who's had to move inside a little bit this year with Antonio Shelton moving on. Derek Tangelo's done a nice job beside him in the defensive tackle position. But, yeah, a lot of good talent from that McDonough program, some big-name recruits, and two teams that are going to be playing very well heading into a road tilt next Saturday. And a nice run up the middle by Jamon Silver, hit hard there and taken down by Wakefield. He's had a nice game.
Sure has. And, you know, quickly while you're talking about that McDonough game, shout out to Diana Sugg, who's checking in from Baltimore. Maybe she can join us down there for that McDonough game instead of watching. Not that we listen, we appreciate you watching on Bob Long Sports, but maybe you can experience the broadcast in person.
Come on out. Come up, say hello. Owings Mill, Maryland? Question mark? We'll find it on Google Maps prior to next Saturday. I promise you that. Galasso. Nice job to keep his eyes up the field. Flips it. And it's intercepted. Amir Anderson. Anderson inside the 30. What a play.
Making Nia Anderson watching on the stream proud. Look at this. Just well-placed ball. Maybe he could have gotten out a little more in front of his receiver, but Anderson doing a nice job battling for that ball, winning the hand fight over ball control there and just ripping it away from Derek Knox and coming up with another big turnover for LaSalle. We get an unsportsmanlike call on the end of it, though, so they will not be starting at the 29. Mark it off 15 from there.
What a play, though, by Amir Anderson. This portion of today's game brought to you by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors, Jim and Carrie, Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Guerin Boyle, your LaSalle Realtor team. They're running out of Jenkintown, but they can help you anywhere. PA, New Jersey, they help my wife and I buy our dream house. If you watch these broadcasts, you know that by now. And you know that we couldn't think more highly of what Jim and Carrie have done for us, and I'm confident that they can help you as well. Whether you're buying or selling a house, they are the team to go to. And it's the first look for Connor Millman. And a tackle there by number 44 for Haverford School, Billy Brasco. First look at Millman.
Yeah, I got the running clock, and Alan Paterzo's put in a good night's work tonight. So we'll see a little more Mellman here in the later stages of this game. Handled a high snap and got it off, but the handoff off, but that play was DOA, if you will, and Explorers now facing a 2nd and 15. Maybe forcing the under center snap here.
And that's a good play there. Stevie Davis, but just a little bit overthrown. It'll be 3rd down and 15.
Davis looking back over his left shoulder, while Mellman put that more so over his right shoulder. And You know, Stevie, if he was just maybe looking the other direction, could have turned that. He had a lot of green in front of him. And Bob, what do you know? Diana will be there.
Very good.
So
Come on up and say hello, please.
Be there cheering on the fielders. Cheering
Fiedlers.
on Tim Fiedler, sorry. There you go. Got at least one person in attendance for next week. Ooh, false start.
Movement on the outside.
Anthony Rivers getting a little jumpy.
Tone Rivers jumping there.
Yep.
Great basketball player, will play a big role in the Explorers' success for this upcoming basketball season.
3rd down. And call it
20.
I would call it 20.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Two games in, I'm getting better with my hash marks.
And now Stevie Davis makes one miss, not the second. 4th down, and Santiago Sterlo will punt it away. Under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. LaSalle with that 37-0 lead. First drive, I believe, and Will's a stat guy, but I think the first drive since the 1st quarter where they did not score.
Sounds about right. The turnover on downs, which I believe would have been their either first or second drive of the game. So good job there by Haverford. Defense coming out, having just given up the touchdown to open the half, able to get the Explorers off the field. Oh, man.
That's a good-looking kick. End over end towards the sideline, takes a hop, stays in bounds, inside the 10 as they wave it along. A little curling action there. Inside about the 8-yard line. And now let's get my buddy Ray Gomez on. I know you had something for us a little bit earlier. Ray Gomez, class of 2022.
Thank you. All I wanted to say was I liked the interception going all the way back to Amir Anderson. I thought he fought really hard for that ball. Great coverage, didn't leave much space, and came down with the ball. Great effort. I'm loving this LaSalle defense. I think that this defense is going to, if we go for state, this is the defense. The defense will win us that state because defense wins championships, as the saying goes.
How about that? We're making predictions. Going to state, Rob.
Hey, I like it. I like it a lot. You know, they call me Riverboat Rob.
You are Riverboat Rob.
But that Riverboat Ray may be taking the title. calling for the chip.
Love it. Love it. As we head to the 4th quarter, we tell you about E&M Insurance in North Wales. President there is Chris Marr, class of 1989, and the former Alumni Association president. Does a great job for his clients. Property and casualty insurance, personal, commercial, whatever you need, especially if there are folks out there watching with youthful age drivers, LaSalle high school students or any high school student. He can help you get the best rate, best service, and he'll help you through this every step of the way. That's Chris Marr and the team at E&M Insurance, enminsurance.com. That's EANDM insurance.com. So Haverford will start with the ball at their own 7-yard line. 1st and 10, 12 minutes on the clock here in the 4th. And it is an exodus on that side of the field, the Haverford student section. They came out, they showed well, and Derek Knox couldn't handle that one. Good defensive play by LaSalle.
Like Matt Mitchell on coverage there. 28 or 25, might have been James Dolan. Just nice job meeting Knox where he caught the ball, able to knock it free.
Clock is ticking, as we mentioned, a running clock with this 37-0 score.
Can we talk about that punt real quick? I go back. I know, it's a punt, right? But that ball, if I ever seen a ball tiptoe the sideline, bounced on the hash and stayed on the hash down inside of the 10. Unbelievable.
Impressive from Santiago Sterla. If he wants, he can certainly punt at the next level. And a screen play. Nice job by that cornerback over there to nudge his way into that tackle. It'll be 3rd down.
Like
couple more shout-outs, by the way.
Yep.
Jeff DeVos is watching from Houston, Texas. Love our out-of-town viewers.
No gain on the play.
Houston's a fun town.
Houston is a fun town. I was down there back in 2016. Had a great time. Saw a fellow LaSalle College High School alum, Brendan Stone, while we were down there for Villanova's national championship.
Ooh.
Ball is loose. See who's on it. And it looks like it is 4th down. Very quickly, the fist went in the air from the head official. And Haverford will punt this one away.
And up until he got swiped by, a coach with ties to this school, another coach with ties to the school was a defensive backs coach for Houston.
John Butler.
John Butler.
Bill O'Brien was the head coach. That's right.
Yep.
Butler
Now,
had coached at Penn State with O'Brien, and he took him with him.
And now part of the Sean McDermott Buffalo Bills coaching staff.
That's a decent punt there, and they're going to let that one go. Still good field position, though. 45-yard line of Haverford to get started.
Well, Bob, you talk about a field position, and we know it is a game of field position. That punt by Sterla set up the defense in a great way. But you look at the offense in the first half, we put up 117 yards. You might not say, wow, to that. You put up 31 points in the first half, and that's because of field position. At the end of the day, what the coaches have to be happy with, the defense has given them great field position. The offense doesn't have to do as much.
It has been a complete game from start to finish.
Ray says defense wins championships. Could be the special teams for this Explorers team.
Connor Melman getting more run here. Up the middle, it's Dom Martin. Martin a gain of 3 yards to the 41.
And don't discount, this time. Running clock and everything, but getting Melman on the field, getting him some reps, anything can happen in this crazy game of football. So to be able to get some, I'm sure, Coach Wade will tell you he's been practicing hard, looking good on the practice field, but to get in-game reps against a live defense, cannot discount that experience for Melman.
Dom Martin takes the jet sweep and taken down quickly. This portion of today's game brought to you by the Binsfeld lending team at Cross Country Mortgage. Keith Binsfeld, class of 96, can help you get that pre-approval letter to get you on the road and looking at homes, or he can refinance your house, first or second house, whatever you may need, home equity lines of credit. It's a wonderful interest rate environment right now if you're looking to save some money. That's Keith Binsfeld at the Binsfeld team at Cross Country Mortgage.
Shout out to the pep band tonight. I've heard Sweet Caroline. I've heard Sweet Child of Mine. Any other sweet songs we can throw out there for them, maybe?
The Fox football song. Nice catch there. That's going to be a first down and more. Number 45, Colin Dunlap.
Just a nice job by Melman. Pressure on his backside. Looking out, finding Dunlap. Turning it upfield on a nice play. Just pushing forward, getting the first down.
7 minutes and 18 seconds ticking here in the fourth quarter. And Dom Martin, he's got the edge. Good block out there. Cutting inside, and he's got a first down and more. Gain of about 13 yards.
Name we've heard a lot of over the last few years, Owen Tatlangari.
Yep.
Last name should sound familiar to any Explorers fan. But throwing a nice block was Owen.
Because Liam Tatlangari threw the touchdown on the original Philly. Hey, what school was that played at, Rob? What
Wasn't
field?
Wissahickon, I'll tell you that much.
Sure as heck was not.
I think it was right across the street, right across Paper Mill Ave there in Winmore. Well, Springfield.
Dolly was on you, and you know what? I'm happy about it.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Keeping us honest, Dolly.
6:10 to go. Happy to see Dom Martin getting these touches. Now it's Stevie Davis out there on the field. But Martin was a guy last year that got a lot of run and had a really good year. And Stevie Davis is broken out. Of course, you have a Rutgers commit, Sam Brown. It's tough to get time in a loaded backfield like this, but they're going to need Dom Martin over the course of the year here.
Well, and that's always been kind of the thing with this Explorers offense, right? They've had the featured back over the last few years in Sam Brown, but it's mixing in those other guys. It's mixing in a Stevie Davis. It's mixing in, an EJ Wentz.
Dom Martin getting touches, absolutely.
Keeping guys fresh.
Davis goes in between the tackles there and got maybe 2. 5:25 to play.
And not even just keeping guys fresh, but keeping the defense on their toes, because it is such different styles of running from each of those running backs. So, you're getting a Stevie Davis who's small and, very, lightning in a bottle type runner. You think of, some of the smaller backs that we've seen here for the Explorers. But then EJ Wentz, able to pound the ball up the middle. And then, of course, you've got the athletic Sam Brown. Just all kinds of ways this Explorers offense can hit you.
And Dom Martin did burrow forward for the first down. They're inside the 10-yard line. Nice run there from Martin.
And again, just good to see these guys getting the experience, being able to move the ball, getting their touches on offense.
First and goal. 3 out wide here for LaSalle. And Melman kept it. Got the block. Dives for the end zone. It's a touchdown. And how about this LaSalle bench? They're jumping up and down. They're thrilled for Connor Melman.
I know what the scoreboard says, but you'd be kidding yourself if you didn't think this meant something to the entire Explorers team, whether they're on the field or on the sidelines. Connor Melman, excellent vision there, the RPO. Realizing the edge rusher is pinching, going after the running back, tucks it, takes that ball to the outside, and puts it in for another 6 points for this Explorers team.
And it'll be Santiago Sturla set to kick the extra point. And it's good for Sturla. 44-0 the score. A really nice game for LaSalle High School. And you heard from these guys at half, but Dunphy Ford, a proud sponsor of Bob Long Sports, our first. They really got us going here, Rob, and they are a wonderful dealership in Mayfair. Kevin Dunphy, a good LaSalle man, sent his son to LaSalle, and we appreciate what he does for us. Pay it forward if you're a LaSalle fan or anybody else. You're looking for a new car. Tough to find right now. Go to Dunphy Ford, and he'll help you through the process. Ray Gomez.
All I wanted to say is that was such a great touchdown, and I love that these guys on the bench who are getting reps because they work their tails off every year. They are the backups, but they are just as much as part of the team as any other starter, and it's just nice to see them get this playing time and be able to get these reps because depth is another key thing for us winning state. As we saw the Eagles last year, they struggled with depth, and that led to their unfortunate record, I will say that.
Tell you what, Rob, he is sticking to it. He's talking about state.
Oh, yeah,
man.
I know.
Oh, boy.
4 weeks in.
Oh, I know. I'm all about those big takes. I'm all about those.
Well, hey, you want some some good words, someone in your corner. How about we mentioned him earlier, but Jack Machida now.
Yes.
Checking in, telling us he knows what's up. Connor Melman, an absolute dog. DAWG.
Absolutely. Jack, hope you're doing well, man. Saw you at the state semifinal and the state final of baseball. Rob, you may remember we called LaSalle all the way to the state title game up at Penn State where they won against Northern Allegheny. Fantastic for that baseball program. 3rd state title in the last 10 years. And his brother Justin played left field, made the game-winning catch.
Coach Werman continuing a proud and storied legacy for that baseball program.
Excited for what he's doing, for sure. Two minutes and 6 seconds to play in this one.
This defense wants to finish strong. They got a 0 on the board. They want to keep it.
And a nice defensive play out there And it looks like it is number 25, James Dolan, the freshman defensive back, getting some run. Yeah, that may be 26, which would...
That's where I struggled on that last call, Bob. I wasn't sure.
Carabello had the public address announcer had Dolan as well. 26 is Matt Wagner, junior defensive back. 5'11", 5'9", 150, 155. Rob, can you tell from here? Can you make out that difference for me?
It's tough. It's tough.
Come on. You're the guy for the job. 1:12 left in this one. Galasso has a man on the wheel route, and it's just beyond the outstretched arms.
That was easily the best opportunity. Gavin Wright had absolutely no one in front of him, and Galasso, really nice play design. It was kind of a, we saw it. You think back to that Devontae Smith and, Zach Ertz, what they ran, that first score for the Eagles. It had a similar design, that little designed rub route for the wide receiver, for the slot guy. Got out to the outside, was wide open, had no one in front of him, just unable to make the connection.
Did it almost remind you a little bit of Darius Slayton last night? No one near him, no one in front of him. Just a little out of his reach.
He's on Ray Gomez's fantasy team. And they're going to end it with a sack. Number 47 for LaSalle, Connor Jennings.
Coming in essentially unblocked, getting around the little swim move. Getting by his man.
He was only unblocked because he swum around him. Wonderful play that time by Jennings. That's going to end your ball game.
And maybe you look at that score, maybe a little shout out and tribute to their man, Chris Thompson, unable to be on the field, putting up a 44 spot tonight for him.
I like that, Rob. I like that a lot. Your senior captain, middle linebacker, wearing number 44. What an offensive output from this LaSalle team. 4-0, heading to Baltimore to take on McDonough. And following that, Rob, Franklin Field, October 2nd, 3 p.m. That's a Saturday, against St. Joe's Prep. We lost our first game in a very long time just a couple of weeks ago. Still so much talent on that team. It was against a nationally ranked Milton team from Georgia. So you have two pretty strong programs here in the Philadelphia Catholic League. They're going to have something to say in the state tournament. But, as you know, only one can get past the round of 16, which essentially is the city championship game. So it's going to come to blows here between LaSalle and St. Joe's Prep. And remember, Archbishop Wood has a ton of talent as well. 6A in the Philadelphia Catholic League is stacked. Still one more game of non-league play, but the storyline is developing, and we're going to have a fun October and November following this team. And now, as always, it's the alma mater. One of the most complete games we've seen from the LaSalle Explorers, I would say, in years.
Yeah, I mean that game stands out. I mean, I can't think of a more complete game in all three phases
against a relatively quality opponent as well.
Right, and I mean, you see the score, but I don't think that accurately represents what was on the other side of the field tonight in the Haverford Fords. That was just an impressive effort by this LaSalle Explorers team. On defense, obviously, first of all, being able to put up, a shutout. And then this offense. I mean, Alan Paterzo looked as good as we've seen him. Sam Brown bottled up in the first, but second, third quarter, hard to contain, and the rest of the offense, guys stepping up, making plays, putting points on the board. It was just impressive.
And I think one of the most exciting parts about this game is this Haverford team put up 34 points last week. It just shows this LaSalle defense 15 points in 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
Unbelievable.
And it's not like we're playing, 4 very, very talented teams. You look at Haverford, we hold them to 0. They put up 34 again last week, the week before, played a tough Downingtown West team. It's just really, really exciting to see this defense come together.
I want to get a parting thought from Ray Gomez here as well. Ray, our cameraman, and helping us out with the telecast here as well.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. I just have to say I agree. It was a complete game. I liked both the offense and defense. I especially love our defense and the way it's constructed this year. I agree. We shut them out, which I love to see. I love to see the effort, and I just thought the backups did a great job of controlling that game, making sure that we didn't give up any points in the garbage time because they played their hearts out. And then with our tailbacks, I mean, Sam Brown, Stevie Davis, just two amazing starters, and I think that they're going to be our key on offense. And Paterzo, great job throwing the ball today, way better than last week. You see the improvement. He's making better reads than I saw last week. Nothing but great, just a great overall game from LaSalle, and yeah, it was a pleasure just watching it with you guys.
And one last thing, this is absolutely nothing against the pass rush of Haverford, but a game like today where Paterzo can get through his reads instead of one read and throw, it's just a great thing for this LaSalle team.
You read my mind. I mean, this was a game where, it's 44 points on the board. It's so cliche to say, but it was won in the trenches for the Explorers. I mean, it was constant pressure on Galasso and, getting him off of his spot, messing up the timing on his pass plays. You saw him miss receivers downfield. He had pressure, had to roll out. And then, of course, on the other side of the ball, it was Jack sitting here just having talked about Jack, which you didn't know, but it was Alan Paterzo getting time, his offensive line, creating a nice pocket for him to be able to go through those reads, make his progressions, and just be able to find clean looks. And that's what it came down to.
Excellent game.
I just want to piggyback off of that. I mean, the offensive line has just looked great through all the games that we've been seeing. And I'm going to stick with my opinion. I'm going all the way to state. I have these guys winning.
Really driving it home.
They
really
look
you didn't hear it the first time or the second time.
I am sticking.
One more time. It's a shame. I don't know what the sports books are. What, you got to be 21 or older? But Ray would go to Vegas.
Ray, expect your face to be plastered in that St. Joe's Prep locker room.
Oh, yeah. Joe's. I think this is the year we beat them. I love the team. I love that defense. And I think that offense could come together with that O-line continuing up its greatness.
There you go. So that's your parting thought for tonight. Have to give a shout-out 2 more times. Tina says, "Go LaSalle, love you, Abdul," from Mom. And then Albert Wu checking us out from Ithaca, New York, cheering for Tim Fiedler. So we appreciate everybody being with us. Thanks for playing along on Where You At. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button and you'll see all of our content on our upcoming games. Appreciate our buddy Ray Gomez, our buddy Will Ryan helping us out with camera and stats respectively and getting their say on the broadcast as well. Rob Stott, you didn't have 2 jobs, just one, color commentary. So
it was nice, nice to be able to focus and do the thing. No, but it was awesome.
Only on the backs of these 2 guys who did a tremendous job here tonight. We appreciate them. And I'm just trying to keep up with it all. I'm Bob Long, appreciating everybody being with us here tonight. Appreciate everybody following along, and we will see you guys in Baltimore 8 short days from now. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to hop on James Franklin's helicopter, and I'll see you all in State College. Your final tonight, LaSalle 44, Haverford nothing. And this has been Bob Long Sports.